Welcome to another Body Bread podcast. Special day today. It's Mother's Day. For all you beautiful mothers out there in the Mobile area and all around the surrounding area of the United States, we just want to wish you ladies a happy Mother's Day. We're going to dig deep into this conversation today. We come straight out MOBILE-L, and we're going to celebrate today the mothers. We're going to talk about the mothers, and today's topic is celebrating Mother's Day and what a mother means to you, to you personally and to your family. We're going to dig deep into that. Also thank for all the ones who's following. Just want to appreciate that. The like, follow, and share. We are on YouTube, Linktree, Instagram, of course, Facebook. So we're going to get this train to smoking, and we're going to start this time with, we always start with the Empress. Since she's the only mother right now on the cast right now, let's go ahead and start with her, then we'll jump around the table. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you.
Thany you.
I have to say that happy belated birthday as well.
Thank you.
So, they say black don't crack.
Hey, that's what they say.
But as a mother yourself, and as a Mother's Day, of course you have a mother. What does Mother's Day mean for you, and what does your mother mean to you as well, and to your family?
Man, Mother's Day is special. It gives us just a day to celebrate our moms, the one official day. But if you're like me, and maybe like you guys as well, we celebrate our mothers every day, right? But it's just one day that has been set aside for us to show them gratitude, show them homage, just to let them know how blessed we feel to have them in our lives. I am a mother, so what it means to me is it gives my children the opportunity to celebrate me as well. Like I said, we do this every day, but Mother's Day just makes it a little bit more special. So, I get my phone calls and my text messages from my children and my grandchildren. Yeah, and it makes me feel so good. It brings tears of joy.
Correct.
Because you get the opportunity to hear those words from your children, to let you know that they did listen to you when you were talking to them as children, when you were bringing them up. They remind you that the things that you try to instill in them, they value those things.
Right.
So when you get to hear it back on Mother's Day, how much they love you and appreciate you, it is just, it's an amazing feeling. And then we get to pay it back to our mothers and our grandmothers as well. Right, so it's just a special day. It's a special time.
All right. Well, one thing I forgot to introduce the panel. Of course, the fan favorite Mr. Director is back, Mr. Vaughn, Director, and also we got the Empress Solange, and we got a special guest today, Mr. Don P.
How everybody doing?
So right now, Don, before we jump to the Director, I know he got a lot to say. When he put his hand up on his chin like that, he got a lot to say. So so I'm going to give you the floor, man. What do you feel, about Mother's Day, and what does Mother's mean to you?
Well, pretty much Mother's Day. Well, of course, that's I lost my mother back in 2007. So I've been like 20-some years without my mom. But even so, I still celebrate Mother's Day. 'Cause I have sisters, nieces, a good friend of mine. They mom is probably the closest thing to a mom, to me anyway. So I still celebrate Mother's Day, but it's kind of like more emotional than anything.
Right.
And I see him as well, I ain't do it today, but I know I had to do it when I get home. But I see him as having Mother's Day texts and phone calls and things like that, and plus Facebook, of course. But yeah, it's still like kind of like overwhelming at some point, just thinking about it. But while she was here, I celebrated, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and of course, Mother's Day, our stuff and things. I go all out. I used to go all out for my mom. And but yeah, you know, and plus they the reason why everybody here, you know, because it wasn't for the mother, one none of us be here.
Correct.
So you just gotta be thankful for what you have and things like that. Be appreciative, you know, to your mother for all the sacrifice that you know, that she done made over the years and what she able to do for you. You know, some people look where they might have is not able to do for them. You know, some go their route, but I love it. You know, I love it.
All right. Well, you got nothing to turn it over to the floor to the Mr. Director who's gonna really bring it on. What you got to say about Mr. Devon?
Well, you know my thing when it comes down to mothers, like our special guest. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mom over 20 some years ago. But to show you how good God is and the implements that He will put in your life, there's always something that He will put there that God gonna take up the slack of what you're missing. So for all those women out here that just fed a kid, talked to a kid, gave him a slight encouragement on whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I've had that in my life, so I have women, you know what I'm saying, in my life that I call mom, or and truly obtain to that, because they've been, you know what I'm saying, implementing a lot of good things in my life, or there's a conversation or an encouraging word, and that's the blessings of being a mother. See, a mother doesn't have to be your biological.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? To make an impact on your life and to be, you know what I'm saying, that grounding implement to that on keep you to where you know. Because it's just like any kid or anything in the world, if you can get away with something, you will. That's why back in the day, you know, they told you to take a community, because you had other people that would sit out there and catch you doing something.
Mm-hmm.
They'll whoop your butt and then take you home to your mama will whoop you again.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I like to give thanks and praise to all women out there who allows the attention and takes time out to just give a kid an encouraging word, because you never know exactly how much that does for a kid or what direction that can send them in. And it don't take much. All it do is take something.
Right.
You know, so I like to give thanks and praise to all the women out there who stepped up just to say, do, just take time out of their life, because that's exactly what they do. It's a grounding light. It's a grounding light rod. You know what I'm saying? For any young man or any young lady in this world to have somebody to say, what you doing?
Right.
That's good. You look nice today. Anything, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, it's gonna be coming from a woman that's attentive, not only to her kids, but the kids in her community that she sees.
Right.
So as far as mother-wise, you know what I'm saying, I respect and love and cherish what they have to give, because any woman, you know what I'm saying, I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen personally in my life. You know what I'm saying? My daughter, you know what I'm saying, came to stay with me when my daughter was 8 years old. Before my son was even born, my son mama took my daughter in, and that's her mama. She been calling her mama since she was called, since she was a little baby. And
That's deep.
you can't tell that woman that ain't her daughter. You can't tell me. And one of the things I always promise her, I don't care if we don't never talk again, I would never take my daughter away from you or try to hide my daughter from you. That's your baby, and that's the same way she had her own room and all that stuff in my house. She had her own room in her house and stayed there more than me. What you doing? I'm going to my house. Oh, okay, because you need that thriving as a man. I know what, you know what I'm saying, my role as a protector and this and that. So a lot of stuff I was going to fail on, just for the sole purpose of God doggone what I felt it was to be a father. So once you get someone that's willing wholeheartedly to step up and help with your raising your children, especially a daughter as a man, because you know, and you got to have enough respect and love to say, hey, she ain't going to lead me the wrong way. So when she come to me and say, hey, you can't do that. You got to let her do this, you got to do that. I respect enough to say, okay, even though it didn't me. I'm like, man, no,
Right.
Like, you can't do that. You got to let her do this. 'Cause if you don't, this is gonna happen.
So let me ask you this real quick. So as a father, like you said, her taking on your daughter, you didn't say, look, that's not your child. You gave her that authority, just like that child came out of her womb.
Oh yeah.
So she felt comfortable to talk to that child, chastise that child,
Better
and raise
believe
that child.
Better believe it. And if that child got out of line with her, hey, I know doggone well you need to disrespect your mom.
Right.
But we not gonna play that game right there.
Yeah.
Disrespect is never included. For the most part, that still rings out. She still to this day, hey, what you gonna do? Well, I was gonna go by mama's house. And, okay, go do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that can't be, like I told you, to take on something full-heartedly, you know what I'm saying, without any reserve, without any, backlash, and to take on someone that you didn't birth, man, that's a love unlike none other.
Absolutely.
You understand me? And you know what I'm saying? It's hard to say that anybody can truly do that, but I've seen this with my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say the love of a woman, a good woman, is got doggone, has no match, no bounds, no boundaries, and that's a blessing, truly blessing. So to all the mothers out there, you know what I'm saying, I have my sister, my cousins, my nieces, my daughter, my stepmoms, to all my Marine Corps sisters, happy Mother's Day to all y'all. Solange, happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
The doggone, the lady we couldn't do it without, that's always behind the camera, happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy
You know what I'm
Mother's
saying?
Day.
Blessings. Blessings, and you know what I'm saying? And from once we do again, even when like we prayer, while bowing heads, lifting praise up to God, I promise I'll lift praise up to y'all, not only on this day, but every day.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to say thank y'all and blessings be to you.
All right, good deal, good deal. You know what I have to say, and you know my mother held such a special place in my heart because my mother's a straight teacher. She was a teacher from the day I was born to the day she left. And the thing was, it's such a void at one point, but my mother always told me, whatever I taught you, you take it with you.
Oh,
She
yeah.
said, you're embedded inside. So when I leave, I know I left something behind. So I think, like you said, you have to, piggyback when he said every day is Mother's Day. So, and like he was saying, when a mother take on kids that didn't come out of the womb and raise that child as if they did, I have to take off my hat to Crystal on that, then, you'll see that nurturing from that child gets from it. Because it builds a bond. And I think I hate to hear when, I see a mother in the store, and these young ones, and they'll say, well, that's his kids. Well, no, if y'all together, that's y'all kids. When you think that type of thing, that's when you become a mother. Because, see, a mother's a nurturer, no matter they came out her or not. You know how many people sit back, women want to adopt a child, can't adopt a child? They want to adopt a child. And a lot of these women have these kids, and they have them left and right, and don't even want to take time to raise them. So the thing, I have to take my hat off to those who are dedicated. Like he said, back in the day, like you said, it took a village to raise a child. Look, I couldn't even go to your thing store in Trinity Garden. I had eyeballs all on me. Let me hang up there. My mom said, do not hang up that store. You get in, get out. Let me stay 1 second late. Guess what? I knew it was going to happen when I got home. Because they wasn't on cell phone. They would walk to the house. Or they called. He was up there talking to BB and them up there. I was like, they stopped me. But that wasn't the thing. The direction was to leave. Not to sit there and clown with those guys. They were older than me. They worked for my dad. So the thing is, like I said, a mother nurtures, a mother teaches, a mother loses sleep, worry about that kid, putting prayer on that child. A mother carries that child for 9 months. See, we men, we might head off the thing, but that takes a lot to carry a child.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'll be honest with you. I might have something 2 months. Because you got to think, it turns your body all kind of ways. And that baby got to come out one little small passageway. or get cut out. You know, but I'm just saying, I've seen my daughter, you know, both C-section. I see my kids, you know, but the thing is that takes a lot, and that, you know, that's a lot of stress on a woman as well. So, you know, like I said, I have to give my hats off to all the mothers out there, especially on this day. Yeah, you deserve to be celebrated. For those who act like they don't want their kids, get them kids somebody who's gonna raise them, because somebody waiting. A mother is waiting. A mother said they don't have a child. They waiting. Trust me. If you don't want to be with them, you want to just get a paycheck off of them. You ain't trying to raise them, kid. You want money. So the thing is, there's a mother out there that says, I want a child, God. And guess what? If, you know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I gave my kid up for adoption. I used to be mad about that. Then I had to think about it. My hats off that person. They said I can't do it. Instead of putting that kid in a trash can or a garbage can, they said, let me give him up for adoption because I can't do it. Whatever their mindset, or they want to run the streets, whatever. But at least they gave that child a chance to live. To get a chance somebody to get that child and raise that kid. So the thing is, you know, they'll get that good mother. But like I said, you're going to take that strong father as well. So that's coming up Father's Day as well. But the thing is, like I said before, you know, it takes a lot to nurture a child. Because you got to have a lot of patience. You know, and that mother has to have patience, because you know, like, you know, look, you watch the NFL game. Hey, mom, I'm like, man, daddy right there too. You know, but you know, but that bond between that mother and that child is a little bit stronger.
Well, what it is, because most of the time, dad had to take on the disciplinary side of the situation, and mom is that nurturer of the, hey, baby, don't worry about it, get up, eat this, and that, and dad like, hey, boy, shake that off and get up and get back in there. So you're gonna fold, you're gonna roll to that other side, because mom is, in fact, that nurturer. Some are. Now, granted, you know what I'm saying, you know, especially with my mom, my grandmom, and all them, you got to realize you had soldiers. And the stuff those women had to endure coming up in the 50s and 60s and 40s, you know what I'm saying? So they didn't have the you know what I'm saying, the limitless love and affection to give, because they had to prepare you for something. You know what I'm saying? While they did give you what they could, but they got dog instilled in you a fight and a hustle that you can't get, you know what I'm saying, just in an everyday, you know what I'm saying, thing right now. Like I say, back then, those women was pioneers, you know what I'm saying, of the strong love hustle. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I got to prepare you for what's out there in them streets, because what's out there ain't going to show you no love, and what's out there ain't going to show you no kindness. So when it came back to, you see them was, you had these man, mama, or in they worst bit of time, you know what I'm saying, deathbed, or in criminal situations, the first thing they say, man, where my mama at? You know why? Because mama was that one that always sheltered me, talked to me, and tried to make me tough enough for whatever I had to got dog endure in the world coming up. So to those true women, you know what I'm saying, because you know, not all women that give birth are mothers. Right. So to those true women that took on that role and literally through tooth and nail fought to give life and structure to these kids, blessings, and you know what I'm saying, I can't say enough to say thank you.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you a question, Lon. And you, like say, you being a mother, or like you said, or the women still got a lot of that pioneer training in teaching these young women? Do we see that these days on mothers, for mothers?
We've lost it somewhere. I don't know when or how. I was going to piggyback off of the village raising children scenario, because I had it in my life. I was raised by a village. What village really equals is support. Having support to be able to raise your children, right? So my mother had the support of my great-grandmother, my grandmother. I was fortunate enough to be able to spend my middle 20s with my great-grandmother, right? So I had my great-grandmother on both sides, my maternal and paternal. I had my grandmothers on both sides. And they all pitched in. Not only did they help raise the communities, but they pitched in and made sure that our parents were successful with raising us.
Correct.
So we carried that on with our children. Me and my sisters, my mom, my grandmother when she was alive, we all helped each other. We were that support system to ensure that our kids had a stable upbringing, and that we instilled those values in them that they needed to be able to be great and productive adults, right? So, like I said, it was passed down to my generation with me and my sisters. We passed it down to our kids, and they're still doing it. You know, they still help each other out with raising their children, and it means a lot.
So you're saying that mother's supposed to be a comforter for the children?
Absolutely.
Their safe place?
Yes. 1,000%.
Okay.
We have to be.
Yeah, but like I said, and that goes back to what I'm saying. But at the same time, if you're wondering where the gap came in a bit, even though we have to get that safe place and all that, but you still have to instill in them you're a person in a worldly world. So I have to give you all, you know what I'm saying, spectrums. I got to prepare you for this part. I got to prepare you for this part. I can nurture you, but at the same time, I got to make you hard enough to where you ain't going to fold under pressure. And see, that's where a lot of us coming from, because, you know, normally you would have the father on this side, hey boy, toughen up, this ain't gonna what's called, you ain't folding on that. So when you have something missing and you don't, you know what I'm saying, and you have mothers out there and they doing the best they can, and you know, some of them just not fighters.
Right.
You know, and you gotta prepare your kids, because I'm telling you, the first sign of difficulty, they'll fold. If you if all you giving them is nurture. Because then you thinking everything is going to be overdue, everything's going to be lovey-dovey, everybody's going to understand your woes. No, not in the world. So I got to let you know, you got to also give them that fight mentality.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That never back down, because you're going to get tested on a regular. And what I'm going to need you to do is not fold. Because, you know what I'm saying, as young people today, you know what I'm saying, it's a different time, but a different time only. The battle is not gone. Right. It's just a different way of fighting it now.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a different generation.
Yeah, different. I'm saying the battle to which our grandmothers and stuff fought, you know what I'm saying, to where they had to be strong and they had to be fighting, you know what I'm saying, because anybody tell you got dog, even back then, even sleep or whatever, the strongest thing in a marriage was always the woman. Because when he was beat down and dragged down and couldn't move, barely physical, she whispered in his ear, "You ain't done yet. I need you, we need you. Fight. Get back in it. I got you."
So she was that, she like I said, that stronghold.
Always. The female was always a stronghold. You know what I'm saying? If you got the proper one, because no matter how hard you got out there and fought in the world, even when you made it to that door, she allows you to fall into her arms and got doggone release and be vulnerable for a minute, because you've been strong all day. I'm gonna got down, get you in here, pat you up, get you something to eat, get you a bath, and I'm gonna send you back out there, knowing that you got somebody back here to fight with you.
Well, let me ask Don this. You think a lot of that's gone?
Nah, like he was just saying, man, like even like with this generation right here, like things can change for like your mom gonna tell you one thing, you know, and then you get out here, and then your friends want to tell you something entirely different. Then you just pretty much ignore what your mama say, and just pretty much go by what, you know, what this person say, you know, and they were pretty much what's wrong with this generation. Like even with my own son, like, you know, my son, he been with me for about 5-6 years now. Yeah. He was like a couple of weeks ago, we was in New Orleans. He would ask me about getting a tattoo on after his 16th birthday. I said, no, I'm fine with it, but you gotta call your mama. You know, I gotta call her, you know, call her, ask her, you know, because I don't want her to get mad at me because I let you get a tattoo and she had no idea. So I texted her. She said, yeah, you know, but it came with stipulation. You know, if you got, depending on what he grades it at the end of school years, is everything good, you can get one. If not, no. So, you know, anything that he want, you know, I still communicate with her and ask her, is it okay? You know, I don't go over her head.
Right.
You know, even though he with me.
Even though y'all aren't together, but y'all still co-parents.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
You gotta do that. You gotta do that. I mean, that's the best thing I've done, especially when it comes down to my son and all that stuff right there. Me and his mama, we do everything. Even when I bought his car or whatever, she said, "Hey, I'm gonna let you know that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's you and your daddy now. Whatever he say, if he taking the keys, it's over." And I told her, I take him. You better not give him your keys to your car either.
Right.
When I say he ain't driving, he ain't driving. Point blank. But like I said, it's a hard and it's a slippery slope, just like anything else you have in life. You know what I'm saying? I won't say your kids get out there, and some of them do. They choose to go with what their friends say instead of what their mom say. But I'm gonna tell you, I was a young man raised by his grandmother. And be honest with you, I mean, anybody that know me know I've never been. I was there. When I say in the streets, ready to fight about anything, and everybody knew it, and everybody knew, hey man. But when I got to that house with that old lady, my grandmama, that I called mama, boy, I was timid. Why? Because that woman had a love and a fear. I had a love and a fear for that woman. So a lot of stuff I wouldn't do because I had a fear. I don't care what my friends said. That's why you got to instill in your children, got doggone not to be a follower.
Exactly.
You got to be in your own mind, like you said. Because if I want to fight or whatever I want to do, couldn't none of y'all stop me. But at the same time, a lot of this other stuff y'all was doing or breaking the house on the boy, you out your mind. If that old lady catch me, boy, oh no, I'm not finna do that, because you had to go endure. Like I said, them women had to be stronger than what you got doggone thought they had, especially to raise a young man. So you can't just be their friend or this and that. Now you got to give them that other side. You have to give them that other side if you want to properly prepare them and scare them. Like I said, if you don't give them structure, I can assure you that man at that jail will.
Exactly.
So when it comes down time to it, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how you feel about it. Oh, you think he too big? Guess what? I don't care how thick, strong, whatever, this and that. My grandmama first one, I used to stay on punishment. If I did something, boy, she knew it, but she
I can tell.
you know what I'm saying? But she, you know what I'm saying? I stayed on punishment. But that woman right there, it wasn't just that. She told me why or I was on that one so much when I was in high school, but she the one bought me the men's health books and all that stuff, and bought me a weight bench. Like, you gonna be in here, you might as well get a workout on. But you gonna be in here, but you know what I'm saying? I knew, boy, if you step out, you got an answer to that later.
Yes.
And that's something you don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I told people, boy, see, some people were scared to walk on, I was stumping on. But when it came to going to that house with that little lady, boy, it's a wrap. I'm sitting down, I ain't saying a word. I ain't finna all the ain't what, because I already know. Boy, she ain't worried about the belt no more. You remember them big wooden spoons and forks on the wall? Come in that house or whatever. Boy, damn that right there.
Go break your own switch off the tree.
Damn a switch, give me that broomstick. I ain't gonna hurt. That's what she told me. I ain't gonna hurt myself on your thick ass. I tell you what I'll do. So you know what I'm saying. But guess what? Her baby. But guess what? Her baby boy never spent the night in jail.
Yeah.
I've never spent the night in jail. I've never spent. You know what I'm saying. So no matter what all that went down to, the doggone. That's what I told you. Fear and love can run side by side without being too demanding over each one, if it's properly done.
Right.
Like I said,
you gotta put some.
You got to. Just to
because if they don't, they're gonna do.
Because they feel like there's no respect. Because understand that, oh, your kids shouldn't fear you. Damn that. But they feel that police officer. They feel that judge.
But you know that start
so
when they're little.
Exactly. So you know what I'm saying, you have to give them something.
Structure.
Well, let me jump in real quick. I'm gonna put my ball in the court. See, two scriptures there. It said, "Evil communication corrupt good manners," and also teach a child as they go, when they get older, they won't depart from.
You're right.
So you're right. It starts from the home. Starts from that home. When they get out in the streets, this is why I try to tell my kids. And when my friend said this. Well, okay, I'm 57. They're 31 or 20 something. They don't know those other years. They haven't made it yet. So the thing is, yeah, their advice sounds good, but look, I found out from my own experience that a friend of mine, he was like, "Man, you go to the game, man. You go to the game, you just go there." So we go to his house. Hey, man, let's go to the game. His mom said he ain't going nowhere. He was like, he said he go. I never said that. He tried to fight us, but behind her back, he was talking big. But when he came, like he said, when he came to pick him up, that respect for his mother was there. He lied to us. He didn't expect us to come get him. So the thing is, like I said, once you
Trying to
put
make yourself look good.
right, see, once you put the mother put those rules in place, like I said, those rules have to be consistent. And a mother, like my mother, was consistent with her rules. It wasn't no slack. It was consistent, and the respect was there because, like I said, she was disciplinary. She had rules. She had loving. Like you said, she also tells about the street. Matter of fact, I can tell you, God rest my friend, Ernest Mark Soul. He did 20 years in the Navy. I always talk about that. And Ernest, he would get with these guys and they'll pick me up. I'm thinking we're gonna shoot ball. Next you know, he had the guys go. He's like, man, let's go handle what's called. I said, oh, handle who? My mom's always said, if you know you ain't got no better be in that place with them, you get out. They didn't put me out on First Avenue, 45. You know what I mean? Look, I had to walk back home. But you know the thing was, he would always come and apologize. But I didn't know those guys he had. And I didn't want to be around those guys. You know, they were probably good guys him, but they didn't know me. So the thing was, they want me to be a part of something my mom said do not be a part of. And that rung stuck in my head still to this day. So, and she was always say, the way you carry yourself, way people gonna treat you. You carry yourself ghetto, that's how you can get treated. You carry yourself like got respect, that's how you're gonna be treated. So the thing is, that stuck with me from her teaching. And another thing she also said to me that really, a lot of y'all better hear this out here in podcast world. She said, the hardest thing in the world is love somebody that don't love you back. And I was like, what you mean by that? She said, you can pour everything to some person. They don't love you, they'll run all over you and everything else. And you'll run your pressure of struggle trying to love that person. And they'll never get it back. She said, that's the hardest thing in the world to ever do. She said, listen, I'm telling you. And that stuck me even to the day she passed, that stuck in my head. And that's the rule I go by. And I tell my kids the same thing. And I tell everybody else, the hardest thing to do is love somebody that don't love you back. That's the hardest thing to work. You'll try to put everything to a person that you love and they'll walk all over you, cheat on you and everything else. And then as soon as you leave them, then they want to come back. No. That door closed. Once you close that door, you don't open back. But the thing is, that's what makes, like everybody say, why I put that on Facebook, the greatest mother ever. Because from my perspective, I can't speak for anybody else's mother.
Right.
But my mother, I know what she did. I know what her sister, my aunts did. My friends, my time, all of them. Like I said, my grandmother had an old house on the hill, had a well, all that. Every morning, she'd get up every morning, beat the sand with a stick. We call it Angel. I said, Angel, what you doing? She said, make sure ain't no snakes out here. After she did, y'all go out there and play. That was, 4 days. This is what I'm telling you, 4 days. It was like one little old house on the side of the hill. But, we made it. Every year we used to have to get down there and slop up pigs. It wasn't no, we couldn't do it. The cows, all that. She said do it, you had to do it. But guess what? It put a structure in me that ain't never been in my life, ain't never ever seen. Ever said, why you work this way to work? Because I was taught by my grandmother, my mother. You see what I mean? So the thing is, not taking up for my dad. My dad was pretty good with his craft and construction. But that strong guidance came from them, And the things, like you said, my dad, like I said, my dad's like, boy, get up, boy, you fell, and I fell out of the tree one time in front of the house. Boy, get up. My whole hip hurt. Mom come out there and grab me. Hey, you all right? Come on out, put something on. Dad would put tools in the truck and make it work. So the thing was, not saying he didn't care, but the thing was, Mom was that she knew that I fell out of a tree. Being crazy. But the thing is, like I said, that mother's always there. That mother's always there. So,
and just we were taught as children we had respect for our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, uncles.
For grown-ups, period.
For grown-ups, period.
For grown-ups, period.
We weren't. I think the biggest difference between how we were brought up and kind of like what I see now is giving children options. We weren't given options. You were told that's what you were going to do, and that's what you were going to do. You didn't question it. You didn't question it, right? It's what you were going to eat. It's what you were going to do, and that's what it was. You didn't question it. Now they have options. They wanna. No, ain't no options. The option is what I say.
I think a lot of it comes through the music and.
Well, it's not that. It's not that, because like you said, we had
it's the break.
Every generation you know what I'm saying, what they, you know what I'm saying, when it came down to music was groundbreaking stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
even when they was young, you know what I'm saying, they just had parents there because when they were coming up and they were trying to, even back sexual music or this and that, and they were saying this and that and this and that. And then, so every genre had their woes in the different versions of music
Right.
that they felt was not ready or wasn't good enough
Right.
for their kids, each one. The thing is now is we have babies having babies. You know what I'm saying? And so when you had grown folks that actually cared and showed and knew that they cared and they got and talked to the community, their neighbors, and all this stuff right here, you got people that stay next door to each other that won't speak to each other for nothing. And then if your kid out there doing something he ain't got no business, if you try to check out, don't talk to my baby. Okay. So now, why? Because you have kids raising kids, and now they don't know how to be respectful because they don't know how to be respectful because they weren't taught it because they little parents never knew how to be respected. Why? Because you had that baby when you were 12 or 13. You was a child yourself and you couldn't raise yourself. And then you got doggone, you want to get out here and get grown and got doggone this and that, Section 8 and all this stuff. So now you, and then ain't nothing wrong with Section 8 because a lot of parents came up on that, but that was a stepping stone. See, now they getting it and they doggone, they getting comfortable at the bottom and want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a stepping stone now, and you know what I'm saying? And you're not depriving yourself. You at where you want to be, but think about where your child need to be. You got to give them the right tools and the right drive and the right attitude and the right stride to get to the point to where he want to be as a productive citizen in this world.
Right.
You can't raise your kids one way and then expect them to raise their kids a certain way. It's, just like they was saying, like everything my mama told me, I tell my son. You know, except for the street light thing, you know, he don't too much go outside, but it been plenty of nights I've been locked out the house. Everything got to 7 o'clock. Oh, I'm not going inside.
For them street lights, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make room street lights. They better be in for the street lights. Come on.
You know, I used to sleep in. Thank God. You know, some people had just moved out from the house that was down the street from my mom's house. They had just moved out. Like a week later, it was like 11, 12 o'clock in the morning. I got locked out, so I had to sleep. I had to sleep in that bed. That was a good thing. The folks left their furniture up now. Yeah, so
did you learn from it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But you went late, no more worrying.
I thought you just went to the street like you just went straight to the abandoned house. Well, they ain't gonna make it house anyway. No, you gotta learn something from it. Yeah.
See, that's different. My grandma when heard that, she opened the door. You ain't making it here. You have that be on that porch the whole night. Let me come out there mother and see you ain't on that goddamn porch. You ain't coming in the house. You better not be nowhere else. You better be right there. Right. And you already know throughout the whole night she getting out that mother looking out the window.
Oh yeah, of course.
Once you make sure you're safe, once you make sure you're safe, once you make sure you ain't with nowhere. You choose to be outside because you choose not to get in the time when I told you, but you ain't going nowhere where I can't protect you physically.
Right.
But you won't be coming in here because you disrespect.
Right.
And I'm tell you, I ain't mean to cut you. This is one thing I gotta get it off before I say. Another thing my mother used to always say. Even when I got old, we had this bond. I mean, it was just a bond. She said, "Where you going?" And my friends back then you had a payphone, you had a cell phone. So I get like cling. Hey, mama at what's car house. They said, "Man, you so look here, bro. I said, that's my mama. Don't ever talk. Look, I get offended by that. Do not say them when I'm calling my mother." She said, "I don't care what you're doing. I just want to know where you are. So if something happen, I know where to go."
Right.
Because she said, "You already know how to carry yourself. 'Cause I taught you. But as long as I know where you are, then when something happen, I know where to come find you at. If something happen, go down." Right. So I did that. That's why when I was getting out of high school, you know, and when I called, told him, "Hey man, let's go to Birmingham," because I had this party in me that was just outrageous. Let's go to George, my brother partner. Let's go here. We'd be 1 o'clock in the morning. But look, my mom knew I was going. And guess what? I got there. I didn't waste time. We made it. It wasn't no I called tomorrow. It was that bond we had. I would call her because she said, "Make sure you call me and get there." It wasn't no, well, when no. As soon as I got there, "Hey, mama made it."
And so the blessing thing about that is though, they can be passed down because like right now to this day, any one of my Marine Corps brothers or whatever, like we got together Friday night and all that stuff. But anytime we leave each other, like you said, we have a group text. We tell them, put in the text when you made it home. Let us know when you made it home. You know what I'm saying? And I do that with my friends or whatever. If you going out of town, hey man, let me know when you got there. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know, because I care enough. I want to make sure you all right also. I ain't trying to govern you. I ain't trying to be in your business. Just let me know that you're safe, because I actually care, brother,
Right,
if
absolutely.
you and yours are safe. So that's a blessing that carries on through. And like you said, all of us are Marines and been in all kind of battles, all this stuff right here. Some that did 30-some years, some, all this stuff. And yet we still, when we see each other or when we departing, hey, I'll give y'all a holler as soon as I make it home. I'll put in text, hey, home. I can show you on my phone right now. Everybody set them up. I made it. I'm in. Right. Everybody letting you know when they made it in.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? We just can't get away or deter from basic showing love for one another. And see, that's why I tell a lot of people right here. A lot of young men are led astray because they don't have that guidance on how to be a real man. Or you don't have to walk around mean mug and ready to fight another man just because you see him. You got to show them how to interact with other men properly. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people can take the dumbest stuff disrespectful. I'll give you one explanation. It was a Friday at work. This guy pulled up in the 18-wheeler. He pulled up in Turner parking lot. He came over there. Well, he pulled it out. He like, hey, what doctor you want me to get on? I said, none. Come over here. I said, we need your paperwork. He like, huh? I said, bring your paperwork. We need your paperwork. We can't put you on no doctor if I don't know who you are.
I feel you.
So he come over there, mother. I said, hey, I just want to let you know that's not our parking lot. That has nothing to do with the post office. If that man chooses to call the police or something and got doggone ask them folks to give you a ticket for parking on his private property, you know, I'm just telling you that's not ours. That's why you shouldn't park over there. Well, I know they ain't there. Okay, well there you go, brother. I ain't got nothing else to say about it, but this and that. Then he said something else. So he had a pallet down in the back of his truck. I said, you got a pallet down back here, brother. You're going to have to come on up here and fix that. Nah, I went and got the stove. I go back there. I start, right there. He's like, everything all right? I said, yeah. He's like, it seems like you don't like me or something. I said, what makes you think I don't like? I said, because I choose to give you good advice. Because I'm choosing to try to help you instead of not just let you sit over there blindly. And when the police come around, well, nobody said they wanted their property. Well, because I choose to give you help. That's me showing you I don't like you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, when I took the box back of the truck, that's when I was telling that stuff. I said, dude, I would be a good person or a person of sound mind or a Christian-like person if I just let you go there and doing something wrong and I don't tell you that it's wrong.
Right.
So that's one thing I'm telling you. I'm telling you that just in case you'll know what you got going on is not right. So if the man comes and you still choose to be over there, it's solely your fault on this one. But I'm giving you heads up. That's just like me seeing you come and speed down the street and I don't stop you and say, hey, boy, the police on there, come. And they got this scanners out. If I don't say nothing to you, then I'm wrong.
Right.
But when I tell you, hey man, slow down, boy, the police down there. Oh man, see, you can't talk to some of them. And that's the problem when they get unapproachable. To me, they unsavable. Because when you get unapproachable to me, because I got a short fuse, so if you get attitude with me, you know I'm giving it back to you tenfold. And you ain't gonna like how I'm gonna say it. If I try to help you and you say something like, hey, old whole ass nigga, I was just trying to help you because the people down there. I don't care nothing about nothing that you talking. That hard talk don't do nothing but get you walk slowly. So a lot of times you have to just. And that's the thing about it. And that's where a lot of times the separation come in at, because a lot of them don't know how to take constructive criticism or help. So a lot of times. So let
me ask you something. Is that not being taught come from the home with the mother and the parents?
You got to realize a lot of them are being raised by children themselves.
Right. Okay. That's what I'm looking for.
So and or they, like you said, man. Anytime, what it was, I left the little cabaret, the Colors of Spring cabaret last night by 2. Dropped my friend off. I'm coming back. It's down the street. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Tell me why I see some children, some little teenagers out 3 o'clock in the morning. What the hell is your fault?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it might not even that they have bad folks. But what if you got somebody, a mama, a a single mom that works her ass off, 1 or 2 jobs, and she tired as hell.
Yeah.
So when she goes and I go to sleep, they just get their legs up and go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not all the time the dereliction of duty from the parent. Sometimes it's just the eagerness to do whatever the hell they want to do without manifesting that they have consequences to this. See, because one of the main things my grandmama used to always tell me, like, hey, boy, you go to jail for something you ain't don't have no business, don't call me, because I ain't going to uphold you in your wrongdoing.
Right.
See, it's a lot of bad shit going on now where they uphold them in their wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you caught your baby in this man's house, because you wonder why the man beat the shit out of him because he in there stealing. Yeah, but you ain't have to do my baby like that. No. First time you should have took accountability and told him, God doggone, your son had no business being in there. So God doggone, be thankful he didn't kill your baby. You should have gotten your baby ass right there and say, what in the hell you doing in that man's house? You lucky he didn't kill you.
Right.
But now you finna get another beating because when I get you to the house, I finna got doggone whoop 5. Because you got what was our mama main thing? Don't get out there and embarrass me. Because all your actions reflect upon me. So my mom always say, you ain't gonna embarrass me out here in these streets. Ain't nothing gonna come at me, or you were being disrespectful, or you was got doggone use profanity around grown folks and none of that stuff. Everything reverted back to got doggone how mama was perceived. Don't get out here and disrespect me like I ain't doing what I'm supposed to do. All this stuff right here. So
All right, Miss Empress, what you got to say upon that?
Hey, I agree with what he's saying. You know, at the end of the day, it's accountability. And not every child, and like he said, sometimes it's not the parent. It's not the parent to blame, okay? It is that child made a decision against what he was taught, what he or she was taught. And they made that conscious decision off of what they wanted to do. It didn't have anything to do with their parents not teaching them right or anything. They just chose not to listen. So we do have a lot of that comes into play. At the end of the day, when you know, you got to start with your child early.
That didn't stand on business.
And stand on business.
If you gave him that doggone direction and he choose not to take it, then you got doggone whatever comes what made that direction that you choose to go. Know that you are gonna go on that trip by yourself.
Right.
It ain't gonna be no saving. It ain't going. I'm finna put my house up. You got doggone get you a lawyer. None of that. You choose to do that. Ain't got doggone now. You got to live with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever comes what made with the decision that you choose to make that you didn't have to make, then understand this. That's a street. That's a thing that you walk alone because you had no business doing it. See, we got a lot of time. We can teach our kids this and this and that, and when they, you know what I'm saying, venture off, you know what I'm saying, we kill ourselves. They got doggone try to get them back to where we already had them. No, you choose to make that route, and guess what? So you gonna run that race by yourself. You're gonna be the only one in that race because guess what? I'm not gonna drop everything I done worked hard for my whole life and all this stuff to come pull you back on the side on the street that I already had you on, that you choose to bitch off. Now all kids gonna mess up. Now, you know what I'm saying, once you learn your lesson, I'm gonna invite you back in with open arms, I'm gonna talk to you. But guess what? I'm not gonna jump in that doggone river with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna jump in that river with you. If you got doggone, if I sit up there more, I can throw you a lifeline or whatever, but I'm not jumping in there with you. I'm not gonna derail everything I worked for all this time because you choose to go down a street or avenue that you didn't have to go down.
Right.
Well, and I'm gonna say something on that. I think what it is, they don't know how to walk away from peer pressure. And you can teach them, but you know, peer pressure is something you really can't teach. Right. You can, but you can't. But think about how you handle it in that situation.
That's why you got.
I had a lot of peer pressure on me.
Self-worth.
See, I had a lot of peer pressure on me, but I had more discipline for love for my mother, the bond we had to get away from it. When I slipped one time with some friends of mine, and back then guns were they were just starting up. You know, you be Godfather piece of my shoot the whole parking lot clear. Well, we went down this party, and I never forget. Soon we got his car. He had a Toyota Corolla. I can't think of what car it was. Anyway, it was blue. We jumped out, but with the guy that was on the passenger side, I didn't really know him. Soon we got out, the guy said, "There he is, right there." And the other guy ran to the porch, and all you heard was "pow pow." We jumped back in the car, and I mean, he backed that car up so straight because it was cars each side. We didn't touch a car. But the thing is, I let them coax me to go into that part. And I said, "I don't really want to go to this thing." It says all off Sage Avenue, man, safe or whatever. But the peer pressure got to me. No one heard my mama's voice saying, "You don't need to go." God really speaking, don't go. But I went. After that, I never let peer pressure get to me again. Some people don't have that type of discipline. But that was a lesson because of bullet that made me realize that. So the thing was, thank God we were protected, didn't nobody got hurt. But the thing was, like I said, ain't like now these boys, they own business. I hate when they say on site. I hate when, a matter of fact, I was at home, as another job I worked for with an orange apron. And I was packing later car, and I heard another lady on the phone. One thing about it, you mama don't play. You make sure you handle business. You handle business. You teaching him to kill. You didn't tell him calm down. Let's talk. You telling him to go out there, and we got those type of mothers. And you know, Father's saying it ain't Father's Day, but you know, but still, like I said, that old time, like you said, that old time raising, that structured discipline, that's not being taught these days. Here it is, but it ain't being taught these days because the parents, a lot of times the parents trying to be in the same competition with the kids. And I just don't, like I said, we can't be buddies. We can be great father and daughter, great father and son, but we can't be buddies because who's gonna be the leader?
One, because I you know what I'm saying, I owe you, you know what I'm saying, guidance. I owe you, you know what I'm saying, a certain stuff. You know what I'm saying, when you was brought into this life, there's a certain stuff that I owe you now.
Right, as a parent.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and one of them ain't to be your best friend. One of them is not to be like anybody know me. Mustangs, motorcycles, anything fast. I like them. Cigars. Yeah, I like them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Out of all that stuff right there, when my daughter was small, my son was small, all them stuff right there, when they would get in the car with me, my music would change and my style of driving would change. And my daughter one time, she's like, "Dad, why you driving slow and you don't really listen to no music? You always listen to the radio." And I told her one time, I said, "Oh, that's because you in the car." She said, "What you mean?" I said, "Because I got precious cargo. So I change up how I drive and what I listen to because there's certain stuff I don't want you to hear coming from daddy." You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna never see or hear this kind of music or see this kind of driving. Now, anybody in the street tell you, "Boy, girl, I just see your daddy come around the doggone this whole block sideways, steady hitting, whoop, whoop, and that Mustang steady going." I said, "But you don't never see that if you're in the car with me." Know why? Because you are my precious cargo. So I change up, and why? Because I owe that to you. I owe you a debt of respect, responsibility, and comfort, and safety. I owe you that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When we brought you into this world, I owe you that. So it's certain stuff that you won't see. And then, you know, you always got them friends that'll come up when you see your kids, they grown out. Oh, you know your dad, hey player. Don't bring up what I used to do in front of my babies. I don't care if they grown or not. That's who I was then ain't who I am now. Right. And who I would never be in front of my kids no matter what. Get that right there.
Your kids, or they see you one way and everybody see you another way, but like you said, you don't want your kids seeing that.
Well, you know what I'm saying, like you said, I was never a bad guy, but you know what I'm saying, as far as speed, you know what I'm saying, zero tolerance towards disrespect. I've never, you know what I'm saying, like I told her, I give a leeway to females, but I have zero tolerance from a guy. So, you know what I'm saying, go in your face, I'm going in your face right now. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't doing this later, right now. And I don't care who's standing there. Police, whatever. You said something disrespectful for me, you got to answer right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but we grow and we get older, you know what I'm saying? So you try to change from that stuff. But back then, I was a knucklehead, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a trouble starter. Because anybody that knew me as a nice kid, but that boy gonna fight. He don't care who out there, he gonna fight. If you do something, he gonna fight.
All right, Empress, you got anything? We're about to wrap this podcast up, and you got anything to say? To find out about mothers?
I just want to wish everybody a happy Mother's Day. That's it.
All right, Mr. Dunn.
I want to say, thanks for having me on there. I enjoyed it. I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. My nieces, my sisters. Shout out, to my kids, mom. Y'all the reason.
That's all right, man. You good? What about you, Derek?
To all the ladies in the place with Arlen Grace, I like to wish you a happy Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? That's
We sign the contract next week. I'm his manager. We're gonna wrap it up, and we just want to say again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially for watching the podcast. Great topic today. Perhaps someone got something out of it. Like I said before, you can catch us on Linktree, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Follow, like, and share. If you want to send any topics in, you got the email address, because the website will be here soon. You got the email address. Send it to the email address. It should be in the link. And if you want to be a part of this podcast, hey, hit us up as well. We'll soon have a phone number soon, so you can call in and give us, leave voice message, or we'll answer the call. I'm not saying we guarantee that's all of them, but we're gonna do our best. So, but again, like I said, we thank all the followers that are there now. We're up to almost 600 followers, still growing, and we thank you all. Also, Solange, you want to give a shout out to your business real quick?
Yes. So my business is Fanfare Clothing Company. We will be doing a grand opening the end of August. I will let you guys know that date as soon as I get it. But more information to come with it. Fanfare Clothing Company.
And I want to give a shout out to my guy. He had a great guy I met at Bella Beach Properties, Mr. Jeff Jones. You can hit him up there. He'll help you out in the Orange Reach area. Also to Josh Novak at Amoco Transmissions and Car Care up there on Schindler Road, 90 North Schindler Road. And just want to, thank him for all he's done for my family and everything. And like I said, we'll reach out to Mr. Jones. But again, like I said before, you want to be a part of this podcast, please reach out to us. We've got open ears, open arms. To the next topic, keep tuning in. We got another great topic coming up next week. We'll display it early so you can see it and get prepared to get your ears and your heart and mind ready. So as always, like I said, we come straight out MIBILE-AL. It's By Degree of Podcast. And as always, when the spatula goes down, podcast is over. All right, y'all be good. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Be good,
Day.
mothers. All right. That's right. About close to, that's a little over 45 minutes, but right at an hour. Good. Now we can make snippets. Trying to keep it down so we can get these snippets on YouTube and everything, get this thing growing even faster. So we learned a lot in business class.
So part of trying to era.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Time me to go.